Good afternoon. My name is Scout Greimel. Sexual harassment is a crime in our high schools that goes overlooked and unpunished, and that is completely unacceptable. Sexual harassment has become so commonplace that people brush it off as something that everyone goes through. However, it causes personal pain and embarrassment, creating a negative school environment and feeding into more violent behaviors. Sexual harassment is unwanted and unwelcome sexual behavior, the National Association of School Psychologists reports. Almost 80% of secondary school students experience it every day. What are some examples of sexual harassment? Offensive jokes, name-calling, uninvited physical contact, the list goes on. This is my freshman year at high school, and I love it. But what I don't love is experiencing sexual harassment. I'm currently ending my intro to three-dimensional art, and I'm a little sad, but I'm also a little relieved. Why? Well, I'll give an example of why I feel this way. One day, as we were working on our clay figures, the boy next to me was having trouble making his person look proportionate. He says, "My person's butt is too small. Hey guys, I'm making Scout." When I left to move to another seat, he insisted that he was kidding around and that I was taking it too seriously. But that wasn't the only time a student has made a remark about me or my body. Every other day, the same boy comes up to me and sings songs about sex while leaning close to me. And then he has the nerve to ask me why I'm being a bully and ignoring him. When I asked my closest friend if she had experienced sexual harassment, I expected her to say yes, which she did. But what I wasn't expecting her to say was that she couldn't even repeat what had been said to her. I choose my friends carefully, and knowing the kind, sweet person she is, it broke my heart to see the look on her face when she told me this. To say something that terrible to someone, it's almost like stealing their innocence from them. This kind of behavior exists everywhere, and it doesn't just happen to girls, it happens to boys too. Today, the popular practice of hazing and extreme initiation into groups like sports teams has gotten to a severe point. Starting with sexual harassment, it goes on to sexual assault and even rape. In fact, several boys from Sayreville High School, New Jersey, were arrested on charges of sexual assault and hazing. The sad part is, people were more upset that the football season was canceled. They didn't even care that these boys would have to live with this for the rest of their lives. Sexual harassment goes both ways. I don't know who has the worst part of the deal. If a boy complains, he gets called names, so he goes from being sexually harassed to being bullied. If a girl stands up for herself, she's called the B word. My friend who went to a private school in the late 80s was sexually harassed often. The coach who had a classroom outside the senior girls' locker would often come up behind the senior girls and rub against them. When she told her friend about this, all her friend had to say was, "This was the first time this has happened to you?" She didn't know who to turn to, so all she could do was carry her books around and stay away from her locker the entire year. I can't just walk away anymore. The harassed are not at fault. In fact, most girls are scared to say no because they fear what might happen to them. On a website called Geeky Jessica, the author posted a blog post about her sister who had repeatedly said no to a boy who kept asking her out. One day, he told her that if she said no, he was going to shoot her in last period. When she told the principal, they searched the boy's locker and found a gun in it. He was arrested, but who knows what happens from there. After that, all of the people in the school blamed her for putting their lives in jeopardy. I fail to see the logic in this line of thinking. That it's a girl's fault for putting other people's lives in danger because she's scared to say no to a man. Sexual harassment, bullying, and school violence are all crimes, and they need to be treated as such in our schools. Everyone needs to be proactive. Faculty, staff, students, we all have to have each other's backs. I propose a grassroots effort. Let's have a Sexual Harassment Awareness Day. Education is powerful. People need to be made aware that these jokes they repeat are not so innocent, and that name-calling and touching is unwanted. We need more than a club. We need a support group where people can feel safe. School staff members who are there with us in the hallways. Maybe even a psychologist with an open door policy. High schools are institutions of education for us to better ourselves and prepare for college and society. We need to care for one another. We should feel safe. I entered this competition because I believe my one small change can make a huge difference. Thank you.